So I'm here with Jon Gold from the National Retail Federation. How's it going so far?
It's going, Mark. We're having all kinds of fun talking tariffs and trade and port fees.
So what do you think? It's kind of crazy. The tariffs are now going into effect. People are starting to flip out a little bit, but at the same time, I don't know if it's gonna get passed on to the consumer. If it's really going to affect at the end of the day buying patterns in the United States.
I think tariffs are definitely going to impact the consumer at the end of the day. There's no doubt about it. I mean, look, let's be honest. A tariff is a tax that's paid by the U.S. importer. They're going to have to pass on the cost at some point in time. We're in a very different economic environment than we were in 2018 and 2019 when the tariffs first went in place. And the scale and size and scope of the tariffs that are being discussed now are much, much broader. I mean, we're hearing from some of our members who, import produce. And they're concerned about the Mexico tariffs and tariffs having an impact within 3 days because of perishables.
That's a good point. Avocados being, whatever they're going to go to in price.
Absolutely. So this is something we've certainly warned that, retailers who operate on a profit margin of, 2 to 3% tops are going to have to pass along some of these costs, especially small and medium-sized businesses that don't have the flexibility to move and shift their supply chains.
Yeah, I can see that having a huge impact. The other one that I think no one has really talking about too much yet is this Chinese-built ship, which is another tax in a respect.
Absolutely. I mean, we heard from Soren Toft yesterday, and I just came out of a session where we spent a lot of time talking about this port fee. We had put comments in back in last May when the investigation was started, opposing this, knowing again this is going to be a tax passed along to retailers, impacting vessel arrivals here in the United States. It's a significant issue, and I think folks need to take a look at it, understand the implications, understand the impact on the supply chain. The carriers could decide not to arrive at U.S. ports to avoid this fee. I mean, it's a huge fee. It's going to be on every time they arrive at a port. So we know vessels come 3-4 stops. You're looking at $3 to $4.5 million. That's going to get passed along to the cargo owner.
And eventually to the consumer.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So what are you telling your members? Are you telling them to write to their congressman, or are you telling them just to stand by? Like what's the best course of action?
I think at this point we're encouraging our members obviously to pay attention to what's going on, understand that don't overreact to some of the news that comes out until we see official actions. Yep. I think many of us thought that the Canada and Mexico tariffs were going to get delayed again, more of a negotiating tactic, and then they were put in place, and they put in place today. Yeah. You got a day's notice that they were taking effect. So I think for our members, it's go and evaluate your supply chain, understand the risk throughout from beginning to end, look at what are the options, understand how can you mitigate potential impacts, and just, again, understand your impact, what it means to your consumers, and talk to your members of Congress. Let them know what this is all about. Look, we support the president and what he's trying to achieve, but we think there are better ways to achieve it than just with tariffs alone. There are many tools in the toolbox, and if we really want to negotiate and address some of the trade discrepancies we have, let's figure out the best path to do that. We would argue for more free trade agreements. That's how you negotiate with these countries and address some of the ongoing issues we have.
Good points. Jon, thanks so much for taking a moment.
Great, thank you.